way. Look at me. Do I look like somebody that cares about how you feel? You'd be shocked if you say no. I say, not I told you so, nothing like that, but you're wrong. People think I have no filter. Look at me. Do you think I just showed up like this? I've been going for 54 years like this, and people are like, ha, ho, ha, come on, let's go. And I say, I've got to study. They're like, no, we got to go. And I'm like, fuck, man. It's always people drawing me. It's always people drawing me. You think I have no filter? Look at that one. There's some little snippet I took out of a video I did a couple of days ago, and I called it something like "No Walls" or something. It's something. It's a short snippet that talks about the hillbillies. You know how they're gonna get rid of. I'm gonna tell you this in a minute, but I didn't use my mind properly when I put this out. It was about hillbillies sitting at the Mexican border just shooting off everything that moves. And I'm like, that's not what it was about. And it's going bump, 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 bump. Nobody watches me. And I'm not concerned about that. I even commented on somebody just today said, and they said something about the outlets are listening and the lights and I was just like, you know what? In about, I don't know, 2017 or so, I won an Amazon Echo, the real one, when you couldn't buy one. I won it at my place of employ, and I picked this thing up. I said, what the fuck is this? And it sat there for a long time until one of my neighbors across the road, he's like, I can help you hook that up. And I'm like, I don't want anybody fucking listening to me. And so we hooked up the Amazon Echo, and I started just talking. I spoke with it. I was able to ask it questions that it couldn't answer. I would bring it around a different way and give it hints, and then it could answer and give me things like 42, the meaning of life. Ha! Who would have known? It's only a person that will ever ask that shall ever know. So you get this stuff, and I'm like, fuck. If they're listening to me anyway, I might as well say it out loud. I mean, it's not like it's going to help me. But at least somebody saw it instead of just digging everything from the outlets like this guy thinks people are listening through. I don't know what the fuck goes on. But the point is, there's one little snippet I took out of a video that was just something to make people think. And as it turns out, they're all thinking all the wrong things. They're like, do we bring our own ammo? And there's another one that says, great, we don't have to have them pay for the wall, but we'll be able to eat their tacos after we kill them. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I draw a lot of crazy fucking people, believe it or not. And you want to ask about my filtration devices? I decided once it got up to 4.7 thousand views, and it's only been in the last day or so, it just keeps growing. I'm like, these people are out of their fucking minds. I privatized it. I shut that fucker off because I'm like, you people are getting all the wrong notions on what it is I'm saying. You can't just go sit down there. And it scared the fuck out of me that they're asking, do we bring our own ammo? Because that was part of the thing that I was saying was going to be a bad thing in my mind. I'm saying, okay, here it comes. I'm looking at it the same way I looked at the death at 50 plan. And see, that poor guy over there, he pisses me off so much because I had so many good ideas that if you could have used it right, it would have worked. And he's just got no caring for anybody but himself, so he's fucking it all up. But with my idea of the death at 50 plan, there would be a grandfather clause. Anybody over 50 or within 5 years of 50 even, we could work on that. They don't have to get fucking stabbed in the neck and killed at 50. We're supposed to be keeping a planet that we can be stewards of without just burning it all up and watching ourselves fucking suffer in the aftermath. You know, hey, look, remember when you did that? Yeah, you should have probably done something about it. Watch everybody die together, you know, something like that. But death at 50, you would be able to retire at 45 as the plan comes into place. These are my ideas. As the plan comes into place, at 45, you get to retire and you have a decent amount of money left over to do nothing but whatever the fuck you want for the next 5 years. And on your 50th birthday, you come down, you're like, hey, 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 and you've got time to have grandchildren. You've got time to have your children that had the grandchildren. Everybody knows you've only got so much time to achieve what you're going to do. And that's the problem with death erratic, is that you never know when it's time to finish doing what you got to do. If you've got 50 years to do it, we could be fixing everything because people would be driven. And they get 5 years in the prime of their life to retire and go travel and go do whatever the fuck they want until their fucking 50th birthday, when the fucking 3-year-old comes down the stairs and the cake's in front of you and the kid's coming behind you and everybody's like, hey, hey, and you're like, I don't know where all the kids are, and he's just, gah, and sticks the fucking thing in the back of your neck. These are the things I talk about. How we can make a world where we're not rats eating each other because we're overpopulated. So if you're going to listen to this sort of thing, you have to understand half of it's a joke. I don't know which half. And some of those halves might get cut in half. But I pulled this snippet out talking about the border on the south end, which was supposed to be sardonic, satirical, whatever you want to call it. People are supposed to be able to figure the shit out on their own, that it's a joke and that it's wrong. But this joke came out of the notion that there would be a lottery. The same way I came up with the idea for a lottery before, too. You can get a death lottery. If you win, you get to kill whoever you want. It keeps populations down. However, if they can beat you in a fight and you die, they're okay. One life gone. It's the idea. It's a lottery. It's not like mayhem where everybody's running loose and nobody knows what the fuck is going on. This thing with the border, the way I see what he's doing, he is. He's trying to figure out how to save all the money for the people with money and take the money for those without. However, the way he can do it best and save all the money for himself, he can just go in on the campaign saying, we're not building a wall anymore. We're having a lottery. And I'd mentioned the word hillbilly in the thing that I said, and somebody said, hillbilly? And I'm like, I meant redneck. Hillbillies don't want anybody in their business, and they don't need to be in anybody's business. Rednecks are just, they're walking across Pennsylvania border in Night of the Living Dead and shooting fucking zombies and having a good time. They might be hillbillies too. However, a redneck, that's who it is that's going down to the border. They can't just go down there and start shooting fucking people. There's got to be a lottery. There's a lottery. Just like hunting elk. You know, and they can move down there and they can be talked into doing it once they win their lottery. Sure, maybe you get your transportation covered, but you don't get your housing covered. But that's easy enough. You take a tent and you sit out there for a week. You have to pay for your own ammo. And these fucking people do this shit. It won't be out of control. It won't even be right. It's just the idea. What I'm trying to get across is that you're being tricked. You're getting tricked into taking a vacation of murder. And how does that fit in with your Bible? I guess you don't care anymore. Because from what we've seen, every time Christ comes back, he's more like you. Why? Because you are making him more like you. At some point, you might want to think, wouldn't you like to be a little bit more like him? And so the truth is, I've eliminated a video that many people want to see. I only do this because it's right.